Hi, it's Brian again. I just wanted to kind of share with my viewers that I do have a disability and it affects the way I speak. So I will do my best to correct it as I speak, but know that I have a slurred speech at times, and it's not because I've been drinking or anything like that. It's just what's happened to my speaking because I had a serious brain injury. Okay, I recently finished a course by Dr. Jordan Peterson called Introduction to Personality Psychology. So this was a 7 lecture course. Excellent. You can get it through his website. And first, he asks you to take the Understanding Myself um, 5 aspect scale test, which is about $20, I think. And but it gives a very comprehensive outlook of your own personality. But I'm going to give a summary of the first lecture. So this will go on. I'll do a few videos about it, probably 7, and I'll give you some insight, hopefully, and you can understand. Okay, so introduction to personal psychology. Um, he started with this: that why do we study personality? What is the difference for philosophical, psychological, neurobiological underpinnings of personality? And these are an understanding to fundamental questions of what makes up everyone, why people are different, um, what are different people like. And people fundamentally look at the world differently than we do. I don't know if that resonates with everyone, but you'll realize that's why there are in a courtroom there can be facts, but facts from 4 corners of an intersection per se. Let's say if there's a car accident and there's 4 corners at an intersection, the car accident, 4 different people will give 4 different perspectives on that accident. Okay, so they're all factually right. However, their perspective on things is different, and it's the same thing with personality. 4 different people are going to look at the world 4 different ways. They're all correct, but 4 different ways inherent in their personality perspective. Okay, so what is personality? Personality has developed as a look way to look at the world um, in different scopes. Okay, so it works by influencing our perceptions, motivations, emotions, and actions. So that's why different people actually experience and perceive the world differently than we do, even though we can look at the same thing and different facts, like the illustration of the intersection. You'll notice that in a courtroom, they'll often bring many people to give their perspective of what they saw happen. Excuse me. So in this course, what are we going to learn about personality? Now, this is all from Dr. Jordan Peterson. So it's not my perspective necessarily. I might throw in an example here and there, illustration, perhaps it may be mine, but primarily this is going to be Peterson's observations and his course, which was fantastic. I recommend that you take it. Um, the fundamental reason you should understand personality is because you are a person in a social world and you have a personality which has to contend with other personalities. So our own personality will differentiate from other personalities. Understanding ourselves can kind of help us realize how other people might look at the world differently. So, and that is very important when it comes to solving problems, for instance. Um, we can look at Peterson gives some great examples later on of that I'll share with you about a company and stuff, and that'll develop as we take this little recap. So, learning about personality, how it functions, how it influences ourselves and those around us. So, understanding personality psychology can help you interact more harmoniously with others and excel in cooperative endeavors. You'll notice when I read, these are notes that I'm taking from Peterson and that is his outlook on things, how the course is framed in his teaching. So usually when I'm just talking, that's me. When I'm reading, it's more likely that it's his perspective. I don't have it all memorized. Okay, so why do they exist? I would like you to stop this video, go and look for The Invisible Gorilla on YouTube. It's from Dr. Christopher Chabris, Chabris, and Daniel Simmons. Watch that video and then come back. So I'm at 5 minutes 40. Come back and we'll see. We'll talk about that. Okay, now. Okay, so here we're back after you've watched that video. Some of you may have seen it before, and so you know what I'm talking about. But in that video, you'll see people playing basketball. They have a white ball or white t-shirts, black t-shirts, two teams, passing a basketball back and forth. The object of the viewer is to watch how many times the white team, for instance, passes the basketball. So you're focused on that objective. There is an authority figure basically that's saying to you, focus on this, and we're built to kind of respect the authority figure, so we want to do as well as we can. So we count the basketballs being passed around. The correct answer is like 15 or 16. In the middle of the video, 50% of the people roughly don't notice that a gorilla, a man in a gorilla suit, walks right into the middle of the game, beats on his chest, and then walks out of the frame. Because they're too busy counting the basketballs, they're focused on the task and don't see the obvious gorilla. That's an illustration of how when people focus, people look at, or people are wired to look at one thing, one perspective, and don't automatically see the things around them. Now, after you've seen the video once, you can't help but see the monkey, gorilla, the man in the suit, whatever you want to call it. But it is an excellent exercise. So it's really kind of neat. So if you want to go watch it again and see how you feel. But if you've seen it before, you'll see the gorilla. So that's going to spoil it for you. Peterson emphasizes that those differences play a large role in our personalities. Personality differences, as opposed to physical differences and sexual traits, are some of the biggest contributors to diversity among people. Peterson points out that this whole concept of diversity, and if you have one person from one religion, one person from a sexual orientation, one person from a racial background, an ethnic background, and a typically white person, male, for instance, like me, has that facilitates diversity in the overall perspective. And Peterson says that is wrong, and the way he does it is like a baseball strikeout, which is fantastic, because diversity of opinion and diversity of personality is really what you want to look at, not just diversity of one thing, such as appearance or sexual orientation or religion. These are important, of course, but those aren't the only things. The most widely distributed diversity is among personality. So two people of the same faith background could be multi-divergent in their opinion, in their way they look at the world, which means it's actually, to have diversity based on these other characteristics is more unidimensional than anything else, because we're assuming that all people of one faith or of one ethnic background or one sexual orientation look at the world exactly the same. So that in is not diverse at all. So we need to understand the diversity of opinion and personality is more important than these other things. So the key takeaways of this, learning about personality theory will enable you to better understand yourself and cooperate with others. The 5 personality traits, we'll talk about the big 5 as we go on. Big 5. Openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. The easy way to remember this, the word canoe or the word ocean, as here. Openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. So canoe, you do the same thing. So those are the big 5. You hear about the big 5. You can go and look up that on YouTube, on the internet, and take a big 5 test. There is also a 123test.com, which can give you a quick, as Peterson says, a quick and dirty perspective of where you land on those perspectives. But Understand Myself is excellent and more in depth. We'll talk about those more thoroughly as we go along. So personalities have developed to facilitate solving the problems in the world. Okay, so there are 2 different ways, 3 different ways of looking at a problem. You need to have all those perspectives to actually solve the problem. There's more than one way of looking at the world, as people say. There are usually your perspective, my perspective, and the truth. So that's another way of looking at it. I've heard that before. So different personalities develop because there's no signal optimal solution to perceiving the world. So it's basically what I said. He made it. He explained it in different terms, but I try to put it across in my words. So I hope that helps you. And come along for a ride here. We'll do 7 sessions, including this one, and it'll be fun. All right. Thank you. Bye.